Level 1. The Observer. You stand behind the yellow tape, 17 years old, watching federal agents move through the crime scene like surgeons through a body. The neighborhood is quiet except for radios crackling, cameras clicking. Your father, a local detective, told you to wait in the car, but you couldn't. You needed to see. An agent in a dark suit notices you. She doesn't smile, doesn't wave you away. She just looks at you with eyes that have seen things you can't imagine, and something passes between you. Recognition, maybe, or warning. You watch how she examines evidence others miss, how she reads the room, the people, the silence between words. The others treat the scene like a puzzle. She treats it like a conversation with the dead. That night, you can't sleep. You research the bureau until dawn breaks through your window. The requirements, the training, the cases that haunt the agents who solve them. Your father finds you at the kitchen table, surrounded by printouts, and tells you it's a hard life, that it takes everything and gives back only purpose. You tell him that's exactly what you want. Level 2. The Trainee. Quantico feels like another planet. 22 weeks that will remake you or break you. You wake at 0500, sleep becomes a memory, and every day is designed to expose your weaknesses. The physical training is brutal, but manageable. It's the psychological pressure that finds the cracks in your armor. They put you in scenario after scenario where there are no good choices, only less terrible ones. Save the hostage or catch the suspect. Protect your cover or save a life. Follow orders or follow your conscience. You fail often. In the simulation room, you make the wrong call and watch the hypothetical body count rise. Your instructor, a woman with silver hair and scars she never explains, doesn't comfort you. She asks, "What did you learn?" Everything here is a test. The classmate who seems friendly might be evaluating you. The impossible deadline might be measuring your integrity under pressure. You learn to read people like the agent at the crime scene read evidence. Micro-expressions, hesitations, the things people don't say. Late at night, after another 18-hour day, you sit with your training cohort. Someone cries quietly in the corner. Someone else stares at nothing. You're all being hollowed out and rebuilt. Not everyone makes it. 3 have already left. You graduate in the middle of your class. Good enough to stay, not exceptional enough to choose your assignment. Level 3. The Analyst. They put you in a basement office in the Hoover building. No windows, fluorescent lights that hum like dying insects. Stacks of files that smell like decades of secrets. Your job is to find patterns in chaos, connections in randomness, needles in haystacks made of other needles. You spend months analyzing financial records for a money laundering investigation. Thousands of transactions. Shell companies nested inside shell companies. You cross-reference, build databases, map relationships. Your eyes burn, your back aches. Coffee becomes a food group. Then you find it. A pattern so subtle it's almost invisible. A rhythmic pulse in the noise. You bring it to your supervisor at 2 a.m. because you can't wait until morning. Within a week, your analysis cracks open a network moving millions for a cartel. 12 arrests, assets seized. Lives saved, though you'll never meet them. But you also learn the cost. You read the case files of what the cartel did to people who crossed them. You see crime scene photos that will live in your nightmares. You realize that every number you analyzed represented someone's choice to look away from evil for money. Your supervisor notices you've stopped eating lunch. She takes you for coffee and tells you something you'll never forget. The work matters, but if you lose yourself in it, you become useless. Remember why you're doing this. Remember who you're protecting. You tape a photo inside your desk drawer, a picture of your family at your graduation. On hard days, you look at it and remember there are people who live in the light because others are willing to work in the dark. Level 4, the field agent. Your first raid happens at dawn. You're wearing a vest that feels too heavy and carrying a weapon you pray you won't have to use. The team breaches the door and everything becomes noise and movement and adrenaline. The suspect runs. You pursue through a neighborhood coming awake, past mothers taking children to school, past people walking dogs, past normal life that doesn't know what's happening. You catch him 3 blocks away, bring him down, cuff him while your heart hammers against your ribs. In the car afterward, your hands shake. Your partner, a veteran with gray at his temples, doesn't mention it. He just hands you water and says, "First one's always the hardest." But it's not the physical danger that challenges you. It's the complexity. The 16-year-old involved in a human trafficking ring? Is she a victim or a perpetrator? The father who committed fraud to pay for his daughter's cancer treatment? Does justice mean destroying what's left of his family? The informant who gives you information that saves lives, but is himself guilty of terrible crimes? Do you protect him or prosecute him? You investigate white-collar criminals who smile in boardrooms while people lose their savings. You track domestic terrorists who believe they're heroes. You interview victims and witnesses and suspects, and you learn that truth is rarely clean. One case haunts you, a kidnapping. You have 72 hours. You don't sleep, don't eat, chase every lead through every dead end. You find the child in time, barely. The father, who took his daughter in a custody dispute, breaks down when you bring her out. He says he was trying to protect her. You'll never know if he was lying or delusional or somehow right. Level 5, the shadow. Going undercover means killing who you were. You grow a beard, change your walk, adopt a new name in history. You memorize a life you never lived until it feels more real than your actual childhood. You infiltrate an organization you can't name in a city you won't remember fondly. Weeks become months. You live in a studio apartment that isn't yours. Work a job that isn't real. Befriend people you're planning to betray. The target, call him Marcus, is smart, charismatic, dangerous. He's building something that could hurt thousands. But he's also funny, loyal to his crew, kind to his grandmother. He talks about his daughter with love that seems genuine. You play cards with him on Thursday nights and remind yourself that good people don't do what he does. Except, he thinks the same about you. The worst part is how natural it becomes. How easily you lie. How the person you're pretending to be sometimes feels more authentic than the person you actually are. You forget to call your family. You forget what your real laugh sounds like. You forget where the role ends and you begin. One night, Marcus asks if you're okay. You've been staring at nothing. You tell him you're tired, but the truth is you've just realized you can't remember your mother's voice without checking your phone. When the operation concludes, when you finally testify and watch Marcus led away in chains, he looks at you with such betrayal it feels physical. His daughter cries in the gallery. You tell yourself it was necessary. You tell yourself you saved lives. You tell yourself the person he thought he knew never existed. The lies don't help you sleep. Level 6, the operator. The hostage rescue team doesn't take everyone. You train for months just to try out, swimming until your lungs burn, Shooting until the weapon becomes an extension of your body. Scenario after scenario where hesitation means death. You make it, barely. Now you're deployed to situations where everything has already failed, where negotiation ended, where time ran out, where lives hang on your ability to move faster and think clearer than the person trying to kill them. The work is precise, surgical, unforgiving. You breach a building holding kidnapped aid workers. You fast rope from helicopters into active shooter situations. You train constantly because perfect isn't good enough. You need to be flawless when it matters most. But you also sit with the families afterward. You see mothers learn their daughters are coming home. You see fathers collapse with relief. You see the children you saved, and they're alive. And that's all that matters. Except for the times they're not. The operation that almost breaks you happens on a Tuesday. Intelligence was wrong. The layout was different. You make a split-second decision that you'll analyze for the rest of your life. Someone doesn't make it out. You write the report. You attend the funeral. You sit through the investigation that clears you of wrongdoing, but not of guilt. Your team tells you it wasn't your fault. Your therapist, mandatory now, helps you process. Your family doesn't understand why you stopped calling. You think about quitting. You think about it every day for 3 months. Then you get called to another situation, another chance to bring someone home. You realize this is who you are now, someone who carries the weight so others don't have to. You don't quit. Level 7, the architect. They promote you to SAC, Special Agent in Charge. Now you run operations instead of executing them. You send others into danger while you monitor from command centers. You make the decisions that determine who lives, who gets caught, who goes home. The responsibility is crushing. Every choice affects lives you'll never meet. You greenlight an investigation that destroys a corruption network, but also ruins careers of people on the periphery. You allocate resources to one case, which means another case gets less attention. You approve undercover operations knowing what they cost the agents who volunteer. You mentor younger agents and see yourself at their age. Eager, idealistic, whole. You try to prepare them for what's coming, but some things can't be taught. They have to be survived. The cases are bigger now. Multi-agency, international, involving terrorism and espionage and threats that could destabilize everything. You coordinate with CIA, NSA, DoD. You sit in classified briefings and learn things you can never unlearn. You understand why your predecessors looked so tired. The hardest part is the distance. You're too senior now for field work, too valuable to risk. You watch operations unfold on monitors while agents you trained face the dangers you used to face. When they succeed, you feel pride. When they fail, you feel responsible. Your marriage ended 2 years ago. Your kids are grown and call occasionally. Awkward conversations where you're all trying to bridge a gap that formed while you weren't looking. Your friends are other agents, because civilians don't understand the weight you carry. You're respected, influential, important. You're also alone. Level 8, the Summit. They offer you the Deputy Director position. It's political, administrative, strategic. You'll shape policy, manage thousands, influence the direction of the entire bureau. You'll testify before Congress, brief the president, make decisions that affect national security. You accept because someone has to, and you've earned the right to make sure it's done right. The view from the top is terrifying. You see everything now. The threats, the limitations, the compromises. You fight for budgets that protect agents and programs that save lives. You navigate politics while trying to keep the mission pure. You make decisions knowing they'll be criticized, second-guessed, investigated. You think about the 17-year-old behind the yellow tape. The kid who thought this work was about heroes and villains, about right and wrong, about justice shining like a beacon. You think about what you'd tell them now. You'd say, "It's messier than you imagine, harder than you fear, more necessary than you know." You'd say, "You'll lose parts of yourself you can't get back. You'll see things you can't unsee. You'll make choices that haunt you forever." But you'd also say, "You'll save lives. You'll stop evil. You'll stand between chaos and the people who deserve to live in peace. It will cost you everything, and it will be worth it." One quiet evening, you stand in your office overlooking the city. Lights spread to the horizon, millions of people living their lives, unaware of the machinery that protects them. They don't know about the analysts in basements, the agents in shadows, the operators in darkness. They don't know the cost. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the purpose isn't gratitude or recognition. Maybe it's just knowing that someone has to stand watch, and you chose to be that someone.
It's going to be okay.
You built a ladder from observation to operation to command. You climbed it, one painful rung at a time. And now, standing at the summit, you understand the truth the agent at the crime scene tried to tell you with her eyes all those years ago. This work doesn't make you a hero. It makes you a guardian. It takes everything and gives back only the knowledge that you served something larger than yourself. You carry the weight. You've always carried it. And tomorrow, you'll carry it again.